This is basically a do-over because I made a video about the Bucce yesterday, but then I decided I just didn't like it. Here it is. Here's the Bucce. So I figured I should just try harder today. So yesterday I went and I ran like, I don't know, whatever it was. It was probably like a 22 or 23 minute or something like that. Oh, it was longer. Anyway, whatever. Today I was like, I should really try, so I went and ran a 19-minute 5K as a time trial in the rain. And now I'm going to talk about this, the Bucce, or just Litro Bucce from Danilo Marcucci. This is in fact 100% Trebbiano. Yesterday there was some question about whether this was Trebbiano or a blend of Trebbiano, Grucchetto, Malvasia. I asked Danilo, because that's, you know, best, just ask. Jesus. I should learn a lesson from that. Anyway, so 100% Trebbiano. I don't know what it looks like in the light here, or lack thereof, but look at this color. Look at that color. It's pretty dark. Bucce means skin, the skin of the grape. That's what this is. This is skin contact Trebbiano from Umbria, from Magione. It's made in the style of the, so Danilo, amazing winemaker that he is now, in a past life, he was really into like Bordeaux and Burgundy and like fancy international wine and stuff like that. In a past life before that, Danilo, when he was young, as a little boy, he helped his grandfather make wine, which was really like making wine for their own personal consumption and stuff. Like it was just like rural, pastoral life in Umbria. And so Danilo made this wine in the same sort of style of that wine that he remembers, or in the style of his memory of the wine that he made with his grandfather. So some skin contact, and like it's not refined. It's not fancy, refined wine. It's really cool and interesting because this is different. Like anything from Danilo, it's very interesting and cool and thoughtful, and a little bit thought-provoking because this wine actually has some volatile acidity to it. Oops. But it's not like that, it's intentional. Like Danilo explained that the wines that he made with his grandfather as a kid, those wines had a little bit of volatile acidity, and so he made this wine intentionally that way. He wasn't making this like that was his like intention, the end point that he wanted to get to was this memory of what he remembered the wines tasting like as a kid, not making it, you know, to be like super, not like emulating something from the Arbois, like just as a hypothetical example, you know. Anyway, so it smells very appley, like fresh pressed, like apple cider, just raw, unpasteurized, like right out of a mill, not filtered or anything, just like raw, just mashed apple. It smells a little bit spicy. Like, man, it's actually, there's a lot. Like ginger, coriander, yeah, maybe a little bit like cumin, cinnamon. Cinnamon. Did I say cinnamon? Now I've said cinnamon. Other fruit, a little bit orangey, a little bit like raw crushed orange juice actually too. Like, you know, you just take some really ripe oranges and you like mash them with I don't know what those are called, a masher for oranges. Cool. Rich, kind of juicy. It's actually got more saline today than it had yesterday, or I tasted a little bit more. I taste it more in the finish, and it lingers more in the finish. This like salty quality. Yesterday I was actually surprised that this wine wasn't more minerally, because Danilo is all about mineral in wine and mineralizing the grapes. So I usually expect and am rewarded with a lot of minerality in Danilo's wines. This, not as minerally as some. Yeah, right up front, really like juicy, appley, dry, orangey, pulpy, orange juice sort of a thing. Then you get some spice, more sort of spice builds in on the mid palate a little bit. It's from a little bit of that hint of volatile acidity that it's not so much that, to me, it's not like obvious like, oh, VA, but it's like, it's just like woven into the fabric of the wine as another sort of dimension of it. And then you get more spice, more sort of like aromatic spice on the finish, more like that's where there's a little bit of like, there's a little bit of heat, a little bit of like cumin. Juicy, broad, round, sort of savory. Hint of caramel. The flavor of caramel, not sweet, no sweetness. There's acidity, but the acidity is not the dominating character of the wine. It's really this like sunny, juicy sort of I should stop using the word juicy as much. It's like it's ripe, extracted, expansive, like pulpy, fleshy, like fruit is what the dominating character of this wine is. It's interesting. It's delicious. It's very good to drink. It's also very interesting to me because it uses these flavors and these different like flavor components in a way that's very unusual and very few wines do. That's part of why I think this is awesome. The fact that like it's an intentional like use of VA in a way that to me really works. That's, you know, like you don't notice it really unless you're looking for it. It's just interesting to me that Danilo pointed that out, that was his intention. So there you go. This is really like cool, interesting, and very food friendly because it's not white wine, it's not red wine, it's skin contact orange wine. This is pretty food friendly wine that is made completely naturally with no additives that you can get around Portland, around Maine for now. I got 30 cases of it. It's priced in the low 20s. It's a liter bottle. It's awesome. It looks cool. It's delicious. There's oh my gosh, everything about it is great. Here, Il Bucce. I'm going to turn this off now.